installment is quite an honor and a milestone for women in film.
Well, especially when I first came to Hollywood back in the day, not only did video game adaptations not work, there was also this rule that they had in Hollywood, which was female-led action movies don't work. And again, I always thought that that was just rubbish. If you make the right movie, then there's no reason why you can't have, you know, a woman with a big gun at the front of your franchise. And I think
And for you, I mean, amid all the action, and then there's a lot of action this time around, there always is, but it's really intense. What is it about your character that you kind of try to hold on to as you move through the franchise?
I think there's always been a humanity that, I mean, obviously it's me in the end playing the role, so as much of myself that I could bring into it as I could, which is pretty much malice. So it's not that hard. I'm totally joking. No, but there is a humanity from the first one to this one that you guys haven't seen yet, but that there's a common thread. But through that, she always changes. And the wonderful part, I think, about it as well is as I change, the character changes. And the more scripts that Paul writes and the more of the Resident Evil universe I go through as Milla, Alice goes through all of that as well. And then when I, in my personal life, go through things and grow as a human being, then I come back to Resident Evil and I can bring my new experiences to the character. And there's a compassion in her that I love, is that there was this innocence in the first movie that even though she changes a lot, there's still this innocence in the last movie, except she's just much more used to what she has to do. And I think that juxtaposition of this hard chick with a gun, but she's still completely horrified and completely can't get used to this world, and that reaction is important because that's how I would be. No matter how many times you see a zombie, you're still going to be like, what? This is insane. So, you know, I think on the one hand there is a continuity, on the other hand there's a growth, and that's what's so exciting about making these movies, is to see how much farther we can take it. Character-wise, story-wise, visual effects, action. I mean, it's all just getting bigger and bigger and more. It's crazy. I mean, this film is like nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, the bits that you've shown me so far, it's crazy. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And I think we're going to take some questions. Well, no, actually, first, we're going to see a sequence. Is that right?
Woo, yeah. This is actually pretty special because I've never been to, can I say a con?
Yes.
I've never been to, and I've been to quite a few cons. But this is the first time we've ever actually shown a clip from the film. We usually show trailers, so you get like little bits and pieces. It's a montage. When you want a lot to happen and not a lot of time, got a montage. We're like showing you just like right there. Here's a clip from the movie. It's pretty straight on, in your face, and it's exciting. So I'm really excited to hear the questions because it is different.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, do you want to show that?
Yeah.
Paul, you know, tell us a little bit about some of the other cast members.
We have Michelle Rodriguez coming back, who is just amazing, and I loved working with her so much on the first film. And I remember vividly on the first film the scene where we shot her in the head. She was standing on set, a bullet wound in the center of her forehead, and she said, "You know, Paul, you're really going to regret this." And she was right, because like it would be so great to bring Michelle back, and finally we figured out a way to do that. So she's a big part of this movie. We have Odette Fair coming back as well. We have Colin Salmon, who was so good in the first film. And then we have the appearance of some of the kind of key video game characters as well. Leon Kennedy was here, and Barry Burton, and Ada Wong. Yes.
Okay, hey there, you have a question?
Yeah.
You? Sir, you've got something.
It's I'm
Oh!
passion.
always going to make sure that's what it is. And it clearly showcases that you are badass. And I follow you on Twitter and enjoy like put videos and everything you're doing. I want to know, how was it, like, how do you feel just kicking a zombie in his face? How do you feel kicking a zombie in his head?
It's horrible.
It's awesome.
I'm horrible about it. No, because 3D has changed everything in that sense. You know, when we started this franchise, what, 10 years ago, as an actor, you were training to miss so that you wouldn't hurt stunt people and you were safe. Where now in 3D, you have to get closer and closer and closer until everybody just gets beat up, because to sell it, you now see depth. You see the space between a fist and a person's face. So that was the hardest part, was actually making contact and hitting them, like in the shots, especially where I'm doing the backflips, and so scared to actually hit the guys. And that would, you know, SCREW me up a lot. Sorry, I have a 4-year-old. Used to spelling everything out, but but it was true. It was really difficult for me to make that contact, and you know, I don't know.
She did it though.
Hey there, how you doing?
Hi, my name is Jesse, and I wanted to know, do you prefer playing a hero or a villain, such as the person from Three Musketeers or your character in Resident Evil?
Well, I didn't really look at Milady like a villain, per se. I mean, she was
Just misunderstood.
And you know what? A modern woman living in a century that really wouldn't allow a woman to have her own finances, weren't allowed to go out by yourself, you weren't allowed to own your own property, you weren't allowed to do anything. So for me, I kind of felt like she was really rad. The fact that she could navigate this man's world on the same level as these other men around her was quite amazing. So I didn't think she was that bad. I mean, you have to do a little murdering back then to get with her.
It's just the cost of doing business. Green Lantern?
Milla, first I just want to say thank you. A lot of Hollywood icons don't take the time to talk to their fans or do the things that you do on Twitter, posting videos and stuff like that.
I was going to post something backstage, and then suddenly there's this huge sign that's like, no internet usage. Do anything with your cameras on.
My question was, I guess pretty much for Paul. In general, with Capcom putting out more and more Resident Evil games and expanding the universe, are you planning on doing as many movies as you can until people stop watching them? And if so,
I sure hope so.
and if so, how much of the actual video game storylines do you plan on putting into it?
We've always, I think the video games and the movies have like a symbiotic relationship. We kind of feed off one another, so we definitely take kind of story strands and characters and action scenes from the games, and they've kind of integrated bits of the movie in the games as well. So they're kind of on parallel tracks, but kind of like feeding off one another all the time. You know, both the video game franchise and the movie franchise have gone from strength to strength in terms of the amount of people playing and the amount of people watching the movies. But in terms of the movies, I mean, this is very much the beginning of the end. You know, this movie sets up what we hope will be a spectacular finale where a lot of people will die and there'll be a lot of blood spilled in 3D.
Except me, right? Come on.
I didn't say you died.
I just walk off into the sunset. In a really cool hero, like, blood dripping off my fingers.
Hey there.
Hi. I just want to start off, you're so amazing, I'm a big fan, and I wanted to ask you, because you've played so many action females, you know, Ultraviolet, some of the older ones, how much of that is in you? I mean, obviously you like to play a role of that type, so.
Well, I love martial arts, and I have quite a collection of pretty cool weapons at home that I've had to put higher up on shelves now that we have a daughter. But, you know, definitely it's something I've always had a passion for. I mean, when I was a kid, it was all about She-Ra, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with Chitara from Thundercats, my thing. And also my dad always wanted a son, so we would always watch boxing and kung fu theater on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of grew up in that 80s reality of female action heroes and always had this dream of being a ninja warrior. So I think it just sort of manifests destiny in a sense when I took on Lilu, for instance, in Fifth Element. It was the beginning of that training process that taught me discipline and taught me a love of understanding what my body can do, what I can push myself to do, and if I train long enough, that I can actually get it done. You know, that discipline of knowing how to get from point A to point B to point C and making it happen, you know, that inspired me to really want to take on martial arts as something that was a part of my life. And then, of course, when Resident Evil happened, I mean, it just took it to the next level and really gave me an opportunity to, I don't know, just do crazy things I'd never done before. And it just keeps getting funner and funner. A little more hard on the back than it was 10 years ago, but...
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi there. My question is for both of you guys. Paul, you done Mortal Kombat, the Resident Evil franchise. You're kind of known as the video game director. Is there any other video games you want to do? And what part would Milla play?
Poor guy. The curse.
Well, of course, I've always wanted to do Donkey Kong.
Listen, I look great in a monkey suit. I gotta tell you, I did a really great shoot with this photographer where I wore that gorilla mask. I mean, I didn't have
I know, I wasn't
I was wearing underwear though, so it looked really cute from behind. You're like the hot Donkey Kong's younger sister. How about Frogger?
Yes,
Maybe.
Zelda?
Thanks.
What else you want to do, maybe? What other video games?
well, I'm kind of
They
very...
did Halo, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
They didn't do Halo?
They didn't do Halo.
It should do Halo.